Evening. Dan here with Foul Play. It's Saturday, January 31st. I've got Marley here. Marley's one of our astrolorps. We have Marley and Matilda. And quite notably, you might be asking yourself, what is going on with Marley? Well, I'll tell you about that coming up. Follow me. That's my good girl. Roosters and hens together, there's always a possibility that one of the hens is going to be a rooster's favorite. Now, when you watch the roosters on top of the hens, I'll just word it that way, okay? It can be almost a brutal sight. And one of the things that happens is the roosters will bite at the back of the head of the hen. And a lot of times they pull feathers. It doesn't last very long, but they'll pull feathers and it almost just looks violent. But what happens, again, like I said, one of the hens can be, she must be a movie star. She must be just really gorgeous to these boys, because she is taking a little bit of a beating on the back of her head. So we're gonna treat her with just, for now, we're not going to separate her yet, but we may have to separate her from the roosters for a while. We hate to separate the roosters from them, but we may have to come up with a plan where we have to keep her a little more isolated so she doesn't get, some pretty severe feather pulling and get infected, and then the other hens can peck at it and things like that. So this is kind of a normal, natural thing, but yet at the same time, if we see a pattern, we don't want to ignore it. So we're going to put a little salve on this lady. We put a little salve on it yesterday. How you doing, Marls? Why are you so popular with the boys? Why are you so popular? You're a popular girl. So we're using a product called Hen Healer if you have chickens. A multi-purpose ointment, maybe just to kind of ease that sting a little bit. It won't stop the roosters, but maybe we can, just like us, if somebody were pulling your feathers or your hairs out of your head, that would be really, really feeling tender. So poor Marls the movie star. There you go. That's a good profile, Marley. Good job. Yeah, you're a pretty girl. Maybe too pretty. So we did have to go ahead and put poor Marley in a little bit of isolation because of the amount of pecking the boys are doing on the back of her head. I don't know if you can see it very well in the video, but there it is. That's a good shot of it right there. That's a lot of open skin for Marley. Like we said, she must be a gorgeous lady to those guys. So we put marls, we call her Marley, marls. These are two astrolorps. This is Matilda and Marley. Tilly and Marley are two BFFs. So there is no way we'd put Marley out here without Matilda. These two, where one is, the other one is. They are truly BFFs. And sorry for the noise in the background. We got some propane going. We are encountering some bitter temperatures coming up, and we're trying to make sure that the flock is safe. Again, with that kind of skin exposure, these bitter temperatures could really affect her. So we've got her in isolation for a while. They should be comfortable in here together, and that way Marls isn't here by herself in the pen. She'll have a buddy to snuggle up with at night, and we think they'll do pretty well together. We'll see how well they lay eggs over the next day or two. We might have to keep her there for a little bit till she gets a little bit of growth back on the back of her head there. So, poor thing. Marley and Matilda will spend some time together in the old hospital pen. Okay, we've got at least a small amount of ice today. Look, the flock all huddled up against the house. I tried to zoom in on it, but my screen won't even let my fingers. They're trying to find a warm place together up by the house. Now, one of the things we did add today, knowing that we're going to have some lows of 0. By the way, that's about the same temperature as it is in Lapland. I'll pull up the Lapland screen here in a little bit. That's where Santa lives. We had a Slovak exchange student at one time, and that's their tradition. That's where Santa lives. He lives up in, I believe that's northern Sweden, northern Netherlands, up in Lapland. So we did add a heat lamp to the roost. We don't like to do that. There's a lot of controversy whether you should do that or not, but we thought a little bit of extra heat in the roost might be helpful.